Hello there, everybody. WaitWhat, and welcome back to Yousei. Alright, talking to Aki. The two of us stare at the ceiling for a few silent moments before Aki breaks the silence.
You can ask,
What?
about today. Looks like your first time having a blood reaction.
You mean when I woke up in that corpse?
Yeah, basically.
You know what happened to me? Limei said it had something to do with blood.
Kansei are activated by touch, but if you come into contact with blood, the effect is amplified.
I don't see how reliving someone's death can be amplified as taking over their dead body. Aki chuckles, but there's no mirth in her voice.
Well, when you relive a death, it's like you're inside their mind. So for the blood reaction version, it makes sense that you feel their body entirely.
I frown. I don't like it very much.
Yeah, it's pretty unsettling if you think about it.
I shudder. Then maybe I shouldn't think about it.
All things considered, I'm surprised this has never happened to you before.
I know it's hard to believe, but I don't go around touching corpses all the time. She stares at my head intently.
I can tell. You don't even have a single white hair.
What? So there is a reason for their white hairs.
Kansei tend to be emotionally stressful. The greater the stress, the more white hair. In case you didn't notice.
She laughs and curls a lock of her white hair around her finger. So you got that white hair from your kansai?
Well, not exactly. I absorbed all of this from Naoki.
Jesus. Absorbed?
I can project the thoughts of anyone I touch, but I can also choose which thoughts I project. I can amplify some and filter out others. Whenever Naoki's memories overwhelm him, I hold his hand and filter his thoughts. I strengthen the good memories and mute the bad ones.
But in doing so, you undergo the same stress as he does.
It's a small price to pay.
She inspects the white strands of hair entwined around her fingers.
Lately, I've been doing it for Limei too. She's in a lot of turmoil, but she's working through it.
Aki extends her hand towards me.
I can do it for you too.
I shake my head. No, I'd rather not burden you anymore.
It's an offer, not a burden.
I run my fingers through my hair. Maybe after I get some white hair of my own. Aki shrugs.
It's your choice.
She stands and stretches.
Go to sleep, Con. I get the feeling that tomorrow's going to be a rough day.
Yeah, I could see that happening. You don't have to tell me twice. Back in the dorm room, I find Aaron and Naoki both sound asleep. I crawl into my sleeping bag and shut my eyes. But my dreams are filled with frantic memories. I see police rushing into the room. My sisters are both crying. Sorry, I have two sisters. There's blood on my hands, and my point of view keeps jumping erratically around the room. Who am I? What am I looking at? It must be just the shock, or the adrenaline. I try to shut my eyes even tighter, but the images won't go away. I'm seeing the room through his eyes. Those final moments of fear and panic are his. His? Okay. I awake in a panic. The memories of the time my brother died have jolted me out of my sleep. And I had a brother! Maybe I'm not Alex at all, and that's my brother, and everybody's confusing me. Maybe I'm a clone. Who knows? I sigh and hold my head in my hands, trying to push away the thoughts, but something in the back of my mind keeps pushing itself forward. So maybe that person they caught on the security camera was my brother. Or something. I lean against the wall and stare at the ceiling, listening to the sound of Aaron's labored snores mixed with Naoki's soft breathing. The sound of life. The sound I hated in that crowded house, then missed so dearly after it faded away. I take a deep breath and exhale slowly. What I've been through and what I've done still tear at me, but it's comforting to know I'm not alone. Naoki has survived all this time. Lee May manages to stand up under it somehow. I can do it, too. I will do it. Strengthened by my new resolve, I allow myself to fade back into my mighty nightly battle. Morning comes with a piercing phone ring. I grit my teeth and silently curse whoever invented the cell phone before answering. What?
Good morning to you too, Mr. Alexander.
Gursky sounds amused. You know I hate that name.
Just be glad I haven't told Aki about you. She'd have a field day.
Your generosity is overwhelming. I assume there's a reason for this call other than your desire to start the day with the melodious sound of my voice.
Excellent deduction, kid. You'll be a brilliant detective yet.
Ha.
Johansson's death is public news now. We haven't released the details or the fact that we suspect it was murder. Everyone thinks it was an accident at the bell tower.
And
we need you to do what you're good at. Find the killer before this blows up. Talk to everyone around him and figure out who did it.
all while hiding the fact that this was a murder in the first place?
Yes. You can handle that, right?
I know the drill. What about the others?
You're a team, aren't you? If you need any help, you can text them or me.
He pauses for a moment.
Try not to make any calls if you can. You never know who might be listening.
I glance up and see Aaron hunched over his desk, staring blankly in my direction. Good point.
Also, try not to get killed. That would be a problem.
Yeah, maybe. That's dire. Is there something you know that I don't?
Probably. Now go to work.
I roll my eyes. You want fries with that? Gursky snorts.
Yes, but make the soda a diet. I'm watching my weight.
He hangs up before I can come up with a retort. I pocket my phone and sigh.
Who was that?
Aaron's voice lacks the energy he had yesterday. Police. They said not to talk about Johansson's death.
You mean his murder?
I sigh and nod. Yeah, his murder. Aaron nods and spins slowly in his chair until his legs bump listlessly against the desk.
I knew it. Something like that couldn't have been an accident.
He sighs.
Well, I won't tell anyone. I don't want to talk about it at all if I don't have to.
Okay, let the fun begin, and I have a bunch of things going on. Notebook. Stuff. Examine, talk, here's the phone, I can... Grumpy Pants Gursky. Oh, I love it. Okay, well, nope, that's not what I meant to do. Damn it. How do I undo that? Screw it. Aaron doesn't look like he's feeling well. Maybe I should talk to him. Yeah, maybe that's what I want. Books. Yearbook, university. Bed sheets. Window. Chair. Fun for the whole family. More books. Pre-owned. Works for me. Talk. Aaron slumps over his desk, resting his head in one hand and doodling a series of spirals in his binder with the other. You look busy. He snorts derisively.
Super busy. These spirals won't draw themselves.
If they did, that would be weird. He groans and throws his pen across the room. It rolls sluggishly across the carpet before lodging itself in a pile of discarded clothing.
This is so stupid!
Stupid?
Stupid! Super stupid!
He runs his fingers through his hair furiously, as if he's trying to find something to hold on to. It's all so stupid! Apparently.
Dr. Johansson! I mean...
He pounds his fists on the desk.
That was not a thing I wanted to see ever.
It's probably a thing no one wanted to see, ever. He pushes himself away from the desk and starts to stand up, but he gives up halfway through and slumps down in his seat again.
Didn't like that pen anyway.
He traces out the spirals on his paper with his finger.
How are you okay with this?
I'm used to it. What? He clutches his camera for comfort.
You saw it, the blood, and other parts. I don't even want to be awake, but Kizaki just got up and left an hour ago.
He points at me.
And you look like you just had the best night's sleep of your life.
Really? Because I can tell you I didn't. I could add that sleeping after death experience is usually the worst part, but it's probably best to keep that to myself. Aaron lets out a long, weary sigh.
But you're fine now.
Hardly. I guess I'm just better at hiding it.
Yeah?
I've seen a lot of junk. Stuff that people like to pretend doesn't exist. I sit down in the chair opposite Aaron. And the hard part is going on with life. I mean, how can you when you see such an ugly side to humanity?
Yeah. I know that feeling.
Then you know it's not something you're ever fine with. You just know that there are still important things to be done. So you have to stand up and keep going.
Sounds like you've got some experience in that area.
I sigh and prop my head in my hand. Well, I tried quitting once. Quitting everything, I mean. Someone very close to me didn't let me. So now I keep going. No matter what happens, I have to.
Well, whoever that person is, they have my thanks.
Oh, are you feeling better?
Sort of.
I laugh nervously. Sort of is better than nothing.
I just don't know if I can handle this much longer.
Handle what?
All the secrets. Yesterday the police said I couldn't say anything about Johansson's death. Jupiter called last night to see if I was feeling okay, and I didn't even answer the phone. I didn't know what to say to her. And now everyone knows, but we still have to pretend it was an accident.
He buries his head in his hands.
They're my friends. Can't lie to them. I wouldn't know how.
Yeah. It's asking a lot of you.
It's asking a lot of both of us.
Yeah, us. This undercover thing is annoying. I think I liked it better when I just didn't talk to anyone ever. You know, maybe you should take it easy for a while. Rest. You don't have to be up right now, do you?
No, but...
You said you don't want to be awake right now, so don't be.
I shouldn't.
I think maybe it's best if you do. If you want to talk, I can come back later, but for now, you need rest.
I guess that makes sense. Still feels super stupid. I feel like a wimp.
You should never feel like a wimp for caring about human life. It's not as if having a high tolerance for blood and guts is something to be proud of.
You might be the only person who thinks that way.
Better than no one at all. Aaron nods and stands slowly.
I guess I'll try to get some sleep then. Maybe everything will make more sense when I wake up.
Probably not, but it's worth a shot. Hey, you sleeping yet? Aaron's still sleeping. I should give him more time. Alright, let's get out of here. Oh, hey, Lee May. Hey, Lee May. You okay?
Okay.
Right. Stupid question. Sorry. Lee May smiles and shakes her head.
Not stupid. There are not many here, so it is quiet.
Is that why you're here? There are fewer people? Lee May shakes her head.
Aki instructed me to protect Aaron.
Why?
He may come to harm.
Now that I think about it, Aaron and Naoki were the first to find the body, but Aaron knows everyone here pretty well. He's probably the most likely to remember something to tie the killer to the scene. Aki was right to worry for his safety. But why Lee May?
I will not allow him to be hurt.
Why Lee May? Because she's kind of a badass. Plus, I get the feeling she can sense people coming with her kansei. Lee May seems to have picked up on my concern. I trust he'll why can't I talk? I trust you'll keep him safe. But I'm more worried about whether or not you'll be hurt.
Why?
Because I don't want you to get hurt, obviously. Lee May's eyes grow distant.
I am a rabbit in a cage. We live only for the sake of others.
What?
Please do not worry for me.
But you're cool. Don't be ridiculous. Of course I'm going to worry about you. You're my friend and my teammate. We're supposed to take care of each other.
Are we friends?
You really have to ask? Of course we are.
Then you are my first friend.
What about Aki and Naoki?
Aki says we are family.
You can be both, you know.
Then I think we are both.
And Detective Gursky?
He is not family.
Ha! That's Aki's influence for sure. Maybe I should leave that topic alone for now. What? I don't even remember the name Schultz. No, I kind of do. But I don't remember where it was from, so bleh. Have you ever met Schultz?
Who?
Exactly. She's the one in charge of this, work program. Oh, that person. Aki and Detective Gursky were talking about her earlier, and I was wondering if you'd ever met her. Lee May's eyes light up with recognition.
Yes, I have seen her.
Oh? Does she ever come over to the apartment or anything? Please say no.
Visits are rare. She's often busy.
Yes, I gathered as much based on her presence. Apparently, everywhere. Then when did you meet? Lee May holds up her hands and begins counting on her fingers.
We first met for my demonstration. I did not hear what she said, but I knew she was very impressed.
Demonstration?
Then again at my hearing. I did not understand her words at the time, but she was very...
Lee May frowns, as if she can't quite find the word she's looking for.
on fire?
That sounds about right.
Then after Aki and Naoki took me in, we met again. She seemed happy to see me.
Whoa, Schultz happy? That's a new one. Well, can you really blame her? Everybody should be happy to see Lee May.
Maybe it was relieved, as if she no longer had worry.
Wait, you knew her before Aki and Naoki? Lee May nods plainly, as if I just asked the most obvious question in the world. What exactly do you mean by demonstration? And what was your hearing?
That I may not speak of.
But you just did.
I am instructed not to share my former work.
Gotta sneeze. Excuse me. Blah.
And I have given you no such knowledge.
Yeah, I guess you didn't. You take things pretty literally, don't you?
Do I?
Sure. Why do you sleep in a closet anyway?
It is more safe.
More safe than what?
Sleep is vulnerability. It is foolish to be exposed.
I'm not sure I understand. Do you think you're going to be attacked while you sleep?
Do you not?
Oh, I guess I never thought about it. Great. I'm never going to sleep easy again. I don't suppose you've got room for two in that closet. Nice one, con guy. Okay, that didn't come out right at all. Let's just pretend I didn't say that. But I like that you said it. Do you have any idea who the killer is? Lee May shakes her head. She looks disappointed. I guess killing intent isn't really an emotion, huh?
Often there is anger or bitterness.
That's true. Lee May's eyes are downcast. What?
All who are here harbor an anger in their hearts. Aaron is truly distressed, but he also holds anger. Jupiter is frustrated and tired. She feels as if she is alone.
Lee May hesitates. It's obvious she's not sure if she should tell me what's on her mind. What are you thinking?
Aki and Naoki are angry too. Aki is angry because she feels as if she has failed. Naoki is angry because he feels he is not strong.
And what about you? Are you angry too?
I do not wish to be, but I am not sure.
So, what do you think of Nathan and David?
They are
She tilts her head to the side.
humorous.
You think they're funny?
They speak in jokes.
What about that resentment you were talking about? Are they angry too?
Disappointed.
About what? They look like they're having fun.
They cling to discontent, even in happiness.
Great. So, everyone's in a bad mood. That's reassuring. That's all I want to talk about.
Okay.
Gotta love you, Lime. Just a sec. And we have some more time, so examine a photo of an old building. According to the label, it was the first building on the campus. Doors, doors, rooms, doors. Couch, comfortable, sleeping. Okay, sure. Guess we'll move. Main campus. Is this my room? Yep, okay, that's my room. Alright, let's go back. Or go out. Aki's here. Dr. Johansson died here. It's off limits to the public now. Clock tower on the side. Parking. Library 24 hours a day. Squirrel in this tree. Doesn't seem scared of me at all. It's also kind of fat. Map of the campus. Fountain. No obvious source of water. Can you call it a fountain? Bench. Recycled plastic. Sky. Lights. You know. Alright. Talk to Aki.
Morning, Con. How are you?
The usual, I guess.
We're going to have to tread carefully today. Now that everyone knows Johansson's dead, the killer is probably going to be on edge. Be careful, okay?
What should I say? Do you really think Aaron's in danger?
You mean, why did I leave Lee May to watch over him?
Well, yeah. I mean, I guess Aaron's most likely to remember something incriminating, but
But you don't think it warrants a 24-hour bodyguard.
it's just weird.
It's better than leaving him alone now and regretting it later. Besides, there's also the other option.
Other option? He's the killer?
He could be the killer. If that's the case, I don't want him running away.
Can Lee May really stop him from running away? She's kind of small.
If it came down to a fight, I'd be more worried about Aaron. But I told her to use non-lethal force, so everything should be fine.
Yeah, come on, con guy. Don't you remember her little... whatever you want to call it with... crap. What was his name? From Kansai. The killer. The murderer. Whatever. I'm terrible at these names, apparently. What was his name? I don't remember. That's the least comforting thing I've heard all day.
It's still early.
Any idea who the killer is?
It's a little early to be asking that, don't you think? But if you want my initial impression, there's something about this whole setup that makes me feel really uncomfortable.
Besides the body smashed up in the bell tower?
No, that's basically it.
She paces back and forth.
Even if Naoki hadn't heard something wrong, the body would have been discovered fairly quickly. The bell tower is maintained pretty regularly, so whoever did this wasn't concerned about hiding the body.
Maybe they didn't plan to kill Dr. Johansson?
You think it was an accident?
Well, not exactly. Of all the planned murders I've seen, they usually fall into one of two categories. There are the clean murders, like poison, and there are the messy murders, like strangling and stabbing. The messy murders are ones that are very personal. Whoever's doing it wants to feel directly responsible for the death. The scene itself is very messy, but the weapon is very impersonal. You can't feel your victim die if you're watching them getting smashed by a bell. So why do it? Why would anyone choose the bell as a weapon?
Maybe it was available. The murderer didn't plan it out, but he or she jumped on the opportunity when it presented itself.
So it may have been an accident, but more likely, it was a crime of opportunity. Sort of like how a normal person doesn't think about stealing cars, but if you pass one with the keys in the engine, it's tempting.
Normal people don't think about stealing cars?
Please tell me you're joking.
Sure, why not?
That's all. Now I get to move somewhere. Ew. I assume I came from the H. Bell tower, body, library. Library.
Con guy, perfect timing. We need a tiebreaker.
4.
Zombies.
I'm afraid reanimated corpses aren't my area of expertise.
That's okay. We're talking weaponry anyway.
In the case of a zombie apocalypse.
Let's do it.
We were debating whether it's better to carry a gun or a sword.
Guns, you have to worry about ammo. But you can use it as a blunt weapon, sort of, as well. Sword, kind of nice, but it has to be close range. For guns, long range. And if you're playing Dead Island or something, then either one of them will break pretty quickly. Probably the sword quicker.
Assuming you're only allowed one weapon. Guns have a longer range, and they're deadlier.
But swords don't run out of ammo, and they're quieter.
Except you have to get within biting distance to even use a sword. Hello, infection.
Depends on how good you are with the sword.
So wear armor. And what are the odds you're gonna hit the head of a moving target with a gun anyway?
Pretty high if you actually practice, and sure easier than trying to cut a zombie in half.
Hey, I know how to handle the sword. I've been training for years.
Not to rain in your parade, but if there were a zombie apocalypse, you'd probably be killed by other humans long before the zombies arrive.
What?
Zombies are hardly different from pack animals. They just multiply faster. In a situation with limited resources and the threat of multiplying predators, the first thing you do is stock up on resources, right?
Well, yeah.
As will every other person on Earth. Someone will probably kill you for your food and weapons before you even see a zombie.
Has anyone ever told you you're a really gloomy person?
Nah, we just watch a lot of zombie movies and zombie video games. It may have been mentioned once or twice. Examine.
Hey, just wanted to say sorry about yesterday.
I thought I hit examine, but apparently I hit talk. Whatever. Oh?
You know, the locking you up and stuff.
Yeah, don't sweat it. It's not the first time. Nathan coughs.
Oh, okay.
Right. Probably shouldn't have shared that little tidbit. Shouldn't talk about. Did Dr. Johansson have any quarrels with anyone recently?
Not that I can think of. Why?
Just curious. I was researching him before I came, and I saw that some people disagree with his research.
There will always be dissidents, especially when you're a trailblazer.
Ear itches. Okay.
But personally, I think he was a great man with great ideas. We all believed in his work. That's why we're here. Although, he and Jupiter were definitely arguing about something last week.
It was all Jupiter. Oh? Do you know what?
Sorry, I didn't listen in too closely. She doesn't get angry too often, but when she does, it's best to just hide.
Sounds about right. So, how long have you been a student here?
This is year 7, I think. Did the whole undergrad thing, then stuck around for the grad program as well.
Wow, that's a long time to stay in the same school. Hey, I was at the same college for 5 years.
Not if you enjoy it. I don't understand why some people think they have to keep moving around or do new things.
Exactly. Maybe it's for the experience. The school experience is great. Sometimes. Part of the time. Let's continue.
But to what end? We can say experience all we want, but isn't it just a way to cover up how unhappy we are with our own situation?
Not necessarily. It's not always like that. What if people just really enjoy it?
So you're a wandering sort of guy. No place to call home and all that.
You could say that.
Is it because you enjoy it, or because you're not happy with anywhere you've been?
I don't know. Both? Why does it matter?
Even a ship needs a harbor to come home to when the ocean is rough. I'm not saying you have to settle down and start a family or anything, but I hope you'll be able to find a place to anchor yourself.
Well, I'll let you get back to your students.
See you.
Okay.
Con guy, good to see we haven't scared you away yet. I've got
Never.
office hours soon. Was there something you wanted to know?
Not much. Just feeling kind of weird, I guess. Especially with what happened yesterday.
Oh, you heard about Dr. Johansson?
Saw it, experienced it, lived inside of his body for a little while. Yeah, I know about it. Yeah.
That's a terrible way to go. Accidentally falling off the tower like that.
That's what happened?
That's what everyone's been saying. Not like it makes any sense for him to be up there in the first place, but whatever.
You don't seem that cut up about it.
Everyone dies eventually. Feeling bad won't bring him back.
So, how long have you been a student here?
Maybe 3 years? I only came here for grad school. Got my BS in Steel City. Nathan's been here the longest. Technically, he's got seniority on his team, but Jupiter was a lot better with the undergrads.
David snorts and glances in Nathan's direction. Nathan flits among the students at his table, pausing once in a while to offer an exasperated sigh.
He's terrible at teaching. No patience for it. I think he expects everyone else to be like him.
How so?
He learns everything the first time around. I guess you could call him a natural. Unlike the rest of us who actually have to study.
Yeah, most of my school career, I didn't do much studying. And most of the time, it worked out just fine for me. Except history. I sucked at history. Though that also depended on the instructor. I did have a couple history classes that had a really good instructor, so I didn't even really have to study because I just remembered the stuff. Whereas other ones, it's like, didn't remember a single thing. So yeah, it depends on the instructor a lot. And foreign language classes, you had to study for those, but yeah, I didn't study a whole lot. That was kind of a tangent, but whatever. I'm jealous already. Okay, that's all for now.
Later.
Talk to you again just to make sure nothing new came up.
See you.
Because you just never know.
Later.
Okay, I will examine now. There's some books. Worn notebooks. Look like Nathan's. Biology books. There's a plant. Plastic plant. Mountains. Scenery, Edgewater. Forest. Japanese resort near the base of this mountain. Okay. Bunch of books and bookshelves and blah 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 blah. Okay, I'm done. Anything new? Nope. Yo, Aki, what's up? Trying to give away too much information. We don't know who we can trust. Fair enough. Lime? I think it'll rain tomorrow. Cool. It's not what I meant to do. Naoki? Nothing. Grumpy Pants, Gursky. Talk to students, learn more about Dr. Yeah, kind of got that. Not a very eventful episode, but I'm gonna have to end this here. Don't want these parts going on too long. But yeah, starting the investigation, so hope you're enjoying it. And I'll be back with more real soon. Goodbye.